All right. Hello, everybody. Happy New Year to everyone. Hopefully, everybody will float on through. Come swing by. I know everybody's been like busy and whatnot and worried about what 2021 is going to mean for them. Since they have had a lot of issues in 2020, everybody's been going through it. Everybody has been going through it in one way or another. So if you can hear me, put a 1 in the chat. Some people act like I ain't going through nothing. I'm good. Ain't nothing gonna keep me down. One way or another, something has caused some difficulty in your life. Stop trying to be hard out there in the street. You're trying to be hard out there. I know it's harder there for a pimp. Well, it might not be too hard for pimps right now, but the way these gals out here. But 2020 was somewhat difficult for a lot of people. For me, it was difficult in many ways. I didn't go into a lot of detail about it, but it was. 2021 is hopefully going to be better this year. I know I'm going to speak it into existence. I know it's going to be better. What's going on, Mr. Edward Hyde? How you doing? It's on now. The doctor said. Yeah, I'm just doing me. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for that 1. If y'all can hear me, put a 1 in the chat. Like I said earlier, Happy New Year to everybody. The title of the stream, as you can see, it's 2020 to 2021 transition. Are you moving? Are you sitting still? Are you holding on to stuff that happened in 2020? Or are you using things that happen as a way to push you forward, to get you moving, to help you progress in your life? These are things I think about. I've been thinking about based on my experiences that I've been dealing with on my own, and also hearing a lot of people up here talk about stuff. Asha Walker, what's going on, honey? How you doing? Torian, what's going on, babe? You silly. It's an Ed, what's up, doc? Yeah, everybody's going through something. I just hope that we can, if not together, then individually people can come to a resolution. I know people talk about that resolution thing for the new year. They always, for 3 weeks, people talk about, I'm gonna get in the gym, I'm gonna eat healthy. I've been riding around seeing people at the well, they can't really go to the gyms like that, but they standing outside the gym, and on the gym, outside of the gym, it's like, come in for your 2021 resolution. Like, y'all ain't even open. What the hell? Like, I guess they waiting for, for them to open the doors and let them in, but they only let a certain amount in at a time. Like, some are closed, some are, I guess, halfway open, or whatever the deal is with some of these gyms. But if people have these resolutions that last like 3 weeks and then they go right back to the BS they was doing a year before, talk about something, they're gonna eat healthy, they're gonna eat carrots, and I'm gonna eat carrots and celery. I'm gonna work out every day, work out 4 hours a day, and I'm gonna get my calisthenics, I'm gonna get my weight training in, and then by February, right before Valentine's Day, then they talking about some man, them Cheetos look good. Man, I might as well get the hot Cheetos. They get back to the Cheetos life. What's going on, Julius Minor? Get back to the hot Cheetos and the Takis. Eating a Del Taco, eating eating them dollar burritos and stuff. I know what you be doing out there. I know what you be doing. So I'm doing good because the more good sisters speak up, I can roast the bitch. Oh Lord. Nasayana, how you doing? 2021. Crimson Cure. Hey. Hey, what's going on? Happy New Year to you. Yeah, Crimson Cure, you've been going in. I appreciate your content. That's been getting a lot of people through, and this is really a lot of helpful things you've been saying on there. One of them, you were doing a stream with Ronan the other day. That was really good, really helpful. Thank you for that. He said you can't buy chips; they too high. No. But yeah, that was my main thing. Like, are you moving forward? You know, are you sitting still? Not standing still. But are you sitting still? You ain't even got up off the couch. You just sitting there waiting on somebody to be like, hey man, you gotta move. You want something done, you gotta move. You want something done, you have to have a strategy. Get yourself up, dust yourself off. You know you're dusty. You know you're dusty now. Going in there in the bathroom, take a shower, wash everything off, and get yourself together. Clear your mind of all the BS from 2020. And I'm not saying everything in 2020 just needs to go by the wayside. Like I said earlier, some things in 2020 you can use to, push yourself forward in 2021 and beyond. Nameless protagonist, salute to you. Thank you for stopping by. Good morning to you. Happy New Year to you. Excuse me. But yeah, some people just sitting still. You have to make that decision for yourself. Nobody's going to be able to make that decision. Nobody's going to be able to tell you like, hey, get up off the couch. Hey, get up off the couch is of course a metaphor for people that's stagnant, that don't want to move forward, that are maybe afraid to transition, maybe afraid to try something new, afraid of going through some pain to get to the end. If you ain't worked out in 3 years, you're going to have some pain now. You're going to be like, where did these muscles come from? They've been there. You just need to work them out at a certain pace. That's where the strategy comes in, working out those muscles. And it may not be just, working out. It may be learning a new skill. Learn a new skill, you have to work certain parts of your mind that you weren't expecting that you had to work, thinking through things, looking at the details. Adrian Pittman, thank you. Much respect. Malika Mabane. Happy New Year to you as well. Thank you. Oh, that's what's up, Adrian. I see what you said. Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that. Y'all hit that like button. If you feel so inclined, you can hit up that Cash App, but drop a couple of dollars in there. It's all appreciated. It's cool. Before I really get started, I want to also shout out to 2Triv, 211, and also MLR, because y'all be hitting Cash Apps up when I'm not even on here. Like, like I really do appreciate that. I'm like, whoa, I see Cash App, like, I'm like, wait, did I put something up? Like, I be forgetting, like, did I put something on there? And it's just like, consistent. I see that. I hope that what I'm putting up here is helpful. Even if I may be wrong, y'all, I'm open for correction. I'm open to different people's perspectives. That's fine. It is what it is. I have my perspective on things. I know other people have their perspective on certain things, certain aspects of different topics. So that's cool. I don't expect everybody to come on here and agree with everything I say. That would be kind of weird. But, I don't need that in my life. Like I want people to converse and have healthy discourse about different things. Mr. Edward Hyde. Oh, thank you, Edward Hyde, for the $10 super chat. Thank you. Much appreciated. Let's see. He said it does feel good doing things you never thought you. Yeah, it does. It's very empowering when you do things you never thought you could do or things you would do. You know, sometimes it's kind of scary because if you don't know the end game, you don't know like the end product of what you're starting out to do, it can be scary. I will admit that myself. I have dealt with that hundreds of times in my life. Like, oh my God, I don't know what's going to happen, but you go through it and you're supposed to go through it. I would expect that you want to go through that process, hoping that you learn something at the end, learn something about yourself, you know, and grow, and also learn enough that you could teach someone else. Like, hey, this is what I went through. And I'm not saying it's going to happen for you, but this is what happened for me, you know, to help others if you can. Nameless said the brain and body have a lot more in common than we give credit when it comes to improving them both respectively. True. What's going on, Sir Anthony? Yeah, but I mean, just having yourself in a certain state, knowing that you can, the opportunity is there for you. And I'm really started this stream not only because it's 2021, everybody started some new, you know, people got, like I said earlier, these resolutions, like, you know, some women out here who's looking for that high value man might be out here saying, you know, I'm gonna cook every day. When I get a dude, when I get a high value dude, I'm gonna cook for him. I'm gonna clean. I'm gonna do this. How you gonna do that and you ain't did it in 2020? You just gonna all of a sudden be Martha Stewart. You gonna all of a sudden be, you know, cooking, you know, fantastic meals every day. You're gonna have to put some work and effort into that. That ain't gonna happen overnight. You can't go from making frozen burritos to, you know, 3-course meals for a dude every night. You're gonna learn the hard way that that might not be the thing you want to do just out the gate. You want to know set your pace, set your strategy, how you gonna do this. If this is what you want to do, you want a high value man. I'm a high value woman. I deserve a high value man. Do you? Do you though? Like, maybe you should work on your skills and what assets you can bring, you know, first. You know, some people might say, oh, well, she working on that by herself. That's sitting still. No, the hell it ain't. It ain't sitting still, because if you're trying to improve yourself, you know, and by yourself, because you know you by yourself, if you're trying to improve yourself, and I'm speaking for ladies, then that's moving. You're moving in the right direction. You're recognizing there's a problem that needs to be fixed. There's some things that need to be done to make you better. You know, progress. You call yourself grown. I'm a grown ass woman. I'm independent. I can do what I need to do. Well, then do it then. Do it. And if you're that type of woman and you like, okay, I'm gonna get my cooking skills up and do what I gotta do. You have all types of ways that you can get your cooking skills up. You know, you have to move past that fear and start to really enjoy what it is you're putting into the food, how you're preparing it, how you are presenting it, because people eat with their eyes first. You know, all that type of stuff goes into it. And also, like I said earlier, not being afraid to try new things. You know, not being afraid to see, okay, how these flavors go together. That taps in more into your feminine side, and that really is a good asset to have. However, if you're that type of lady that you're just now starting to learn how to cook, you know, 3-course meals and stuff, or just, you know, something simple that's healthy. Thank you, J-Dog. Oh, I didn't see you earlier in the chat. Oh, I see you up there. Okay. Thank you for that. That's super chat. I appreciate that. But you know, if you're going into it and you haven't cooked in years or something, I don't know, whatever the case may be, then, you know, just work on, you know, step by step by step. Don't become the worst cook in America, you know, because you're trying to do something big. Just work on it step by step. Get the flavors right. Get the presentation right. get the health conscious part of it right. You know, when you're on a date, I think I said this on another stream, but you shouldn't even be talking about, well, I can cook on a date. Like, that kind of comes with the territory. Like you're a woman. So I think, and I could be wrong, men can tell me in the chat, but I would assume that most men think that women should be able to cook automatically. Like that should be, that's a nurturing part of being a woman. Making sure that he is eating properly and making sure that he is enjoying what he's eating. Don't be cooking no sawdust. Okay. Y'all out here with this newfangled dangle stuff talking about, I'm vegan. I'm a raw vegan. You can raw vegan on somewhere because that might not work for every man you with. You know what I'm saying? Like that might not work. Like this tastes like sawdust and cardboard. I don't want that. I don't want that. Like most people do, go by the look and then the taste of it. And if it's healthy and it tastes good, you might be able to go somewhere with that. But instead of bringing that up during a date, if you call yourself moving forward because you a high value, high value woman, you high value in everything. Okay. You high value. You don't need to bring up cooking. Ask him what he likes, things he likes to do. What does he like to do? Doing is about moving forward. What do you like to do? Not what do you do to make money, ladies. And this is not going to be like a, dating advice thing for women. I'm just putting this in the perspective of women because I'm a woman. And these are my ideas about moving forward or moving ahead and transitioning. Because a lot of streams I was watching last year, which is 5 days ago, or weeks or months ago, a lot of it was like the high value and all that stuff. Women just need to put that out their head. Just focus on the dude. You already know what you like. You trying to get to know this person. What does he like? What does he like to do? Not what do you do to make money, because then that gives you an idea of like he say, oh, I'm a mechanic, or I'm a pilot. I work for American Airlines. Then you try to in your head thinking you calculating money. No. Oh, I'm Princess Zamunda. Okay. Oh, he rich, girl. He rich, girl. He got money, girl. No, girl, no. That's not what you do. you try to focus on what he likes. I like football. I like basketball. I like Anthony Davis with that unibrow. He's a good player. Everything like that. I like LeBron. I used to like Anthony Davis, but I really like LeBron now. Blah blah. Listen to what he's saying. What's going on? King Wage, Happy New Year to you. West Coast African. He said, if she can cook, why we eating out? Exactly. Oh my gosh. Why we eating out for the date? And I know, oh my goodness, that right there. Sorry, I had to do a little clap. Yes, that has been asked of myself. I've heard that many times. Like, why are we going out? Why I'm going out taking your friend out for a date? And then we on a date, she talking about something. I can cook this. Oh, this ain't nothing. I can cook this. I was like, I don't know. I said, man, you might have to just, give her a chance, man. Give her, she got other qualities. Well, I ain't seen it. Okay, well, you want to move on and do your thing. I don't be telling no dudes like, keep giving a chance after chance after chance. For what? Because not only do the women have to move forward, what's going on, Reigning Woman? The women as women, we have to move forward and try to do better and progress. If you want that high value man, you want that high value man. I have to do a little church part right there, a little singing church part, But if you want that, okay, then what are you doing? And at the same time, women, we focusing on progressing ourselves. What you think the men doing? Sitting on their ass? What you think they been doing? That's what they've been doing. That's why they can recognize some BS from a mile away. That's why West Coast can say, if she can cook, why we going out? That says a lot about you as a female. Raining Woman, Happy New Year. She said, listening while shopping. Greetings, sis. Oh, hey, what's going on? What you gonna buy me something? You gonna buy me something? I'm gonna send you a list of stuff. Can't wait. You always say stuff. Smooth. I see you in there in the chat. Can't wait to see. Oh, he said, where it is. Happy Heathen New Year. Yes, Heathen New Year. Got the New Year in the middle of the winter. I can't. We had snow the other day. Like, oh my God, we can see the snow and everything. Went up to the mountains. I'm like, I don't know about this being a New Year, but according to the calendar, it is what it is. Smooth, what's going on? Jay Sean, Happy New Year to you. Yeah, based on the calendar, King Wade, you know how I go. But yeah. So as I was saying, like, that's not something you want to lead with when you in a when you on a date. Women, you do what you want to do. I'll say that. Do what you want to do. You want to lead with that on the first date, blind date, hookup date. Friend done told him about you, your big ass, she got a fat ass, you gonna like her, or something. Your brother done told his friend, like, oh yeah, my sister's cool, whatever. And then you go on a date and it's like, yeah, and he asks you what you like to do. Well, I like to get my nails done and I like shopping. You know what you just said to him? You like to spend people money. You like to spend money. Like that's pretty much what you said right there. I like to spend money. Oh yeah, and I like to cook. Like that's a consolation prize. Like you like to cook. And what the hell we doing here? Why we here? The Book of Ronan. What's going on, Ronan? Thank you for your advice earlier, the other day on the Crimson Cures channel. Thank you for that. I really do appreciate when y'all were talking. I was running around doing errands and my signal was going in and out. I was like, damn it. I had that look like, no. I was like, oh my God. I'm trying to get to a better signal. Trying to move my phone around in the car. I'm driving place to place, getting out. Every time I get out, the phone drop, the call, the little thing drop or whatever signal. I kept, but I listened to it. It was good. I appreciate y'all doing that. Merry New Year. Oh, Lord. Yeah. So the base of this topic is something I heard from one of BGS's streams. And shout out to BGS for his streams. Of course, the Crimson Cure, nameless protagonist in the chat. Y'all in the chat right now. The Roger Report live, because he has good content on there that I appreciate as well. Valdez and his work that he's doing on his channels. Art New Style has good stuff on there. I like Art New Style's channel, like the way it's going now with a lot of the political talk and the socioeconomic talk. And there was some discussions over there with Brother X the other day. They were talking about abuse and with dealing with children and parenting. That was good. I like those types of streams. I really like that. People can sit around, chop it up, and be productive and have constructive conversations. I appreciate that. And also last but not least, the fourth quarter talk. Everybody that's over there, fourth quarter talk, support them. Third Ward Colombian, we got Topaz, we got a few other people over there. I forget everybody's name. Forgive me for that, but fourth quarter talk, the Bishop as well. Can't forget the Bishop. Can't forget Torian. And there's so many other names on here that y'all know y'all are. Much love to y'all, much respect as well. So anyway, the topic of are you moving, are you sitting still actually came from one of BGS's streams, and they live, and most people know him as Michael. He was talking about how you got to move. He said BGS is not coming on here telling you that you have this fourth industrial revolution. You have a lot of transitions occurring that have been occurring for a while now. They're starting to become more obvious. And he's like, he's not telling you that. We're not up here telling you stuff. I personally, myself, Nicole, I ain't up here telling you stuff to scare you. I agree with what Michael was saying. We're not telling you stuff to scare you. We're telling you stuff so you can get up, you can move. Do something, improve on yourself, improve your skills, learn new skills. Wherever it's necessary. Starting a business online, that's learning new skills right there. These are just options out there. Everybody has their own talents and gifts, things they want to bring to the world. But if you're going to bring that to the world, make some money on it. If you can, as much as possible. If you're in the training side of it, then, or an apprentice, then you do what you can financially as far as like making money in that way. And you just learn a new trade or something, new skill. It may not be that much money in it right then, but you have to see that as an investment as well. But at some point, you got to get your coins. Get your coins. Well, my grandma be saying, "Get your coins, baby. Get them coins." So what Michael was really talking about was like the environment changing, and I see for 2021 that a lot of us, unfortunately, are just not getting it. A lot of us here, of course, here on the stream and here in the space, a lot of us are getting it, but there's still a lot of people, based on the emails that I just get personally, I'm like, wow, okay. And that's okay. There's some people that's just, it'll take a active creator, act of God to push them to just start thinking differently. I hope that, it doesn't take a violent shake to force them. I hope that it is something that, they realize like, okay, I got to start moving. I got to start doing something. I got to do this, and that, and I hope it doesn't overwhelm them. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, I hope that them wanting to take steps to be better and improve themselves doesn't overwhelm them, that they said, like they do, like I said earlier, take it step by step. Like, what is your strategy? What is your plan? What is your end game? Like, what's your goal at the end of this? What are you trying to do? If you want to make money, okay, start out how you going to end. Start out making, a little money here on the side. If you have a regular job, make a little money here, make a little money there. Like Ronan and the Crimson Cure was saying earlier the other day, talking about, investment. All kinds of ways to invest. Investing your money, investing in yourself. Investing, if you're going to invest money, in my opinion, you're going to invest money in a particular stock or whatnot, then invest the time to learn about that company, invest the time to discuss that company or that industry with other people who may know a little bit more about it than you do. Bounce ideas off each other and see what works. Like, oh, okay, maybe I can invest a little here, a little there. Like, what Kendra was saying, like Peloton, like that was a good example right there. And that's pretty much technology company now. So just seeing that one example, that one company, Peloton, how it is an exercise machine, but they have software. You see the commercials all the time, the exercise machine with the software. That company has adjusted to the environment. They've been adjusting to the environment for a while. People hadn't really noticed it, but they have been adjusting. Dyson, I think the company Dyson, they used to make they still make vacuum cleaners, but they make like, I think it's like beauty products now. They make like some hair dryer type of thing or hair straighteners and stuff like that. That's another company that is tapping into women who are at home, that couldn't necessarily go out as much, and started doing their blogging or vlogging, video blogging and podcasting. Women want to look fresh. They want to look nice. They're doing their online dating. And they want to look nice. So, okay, let's transition our products and the technology of this product from Dyson, for instance, into a blow dryer or a hair straightener or a curler or something like that. So that was an obvious adaptation to their existing technology that they already had. And for them, it works. For other companies, it might not work as well, but Dyson's a well-known household name, so it worked for them. Oh, okay. Thank you, Sir Anthony. I see you. Thank you for stopping by. I know that Roger Report is live. I might head over there too soon. King Wage said, invest for the future, not for tomorrow. My investments are long-term, huge rewards. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Tomorrow meaning like just like short term. You want to do long term. Yeah. And you get huge rewards. Your return on investment is much better. Yeah, that makes sense. And see, some people may not have that insight or foresight into the investment game, King Wage. So, teaching them about, like you were talking about, gold, investments in gold and trading currencies and stuff. A lot of people are still learning what that really means and just getting their feet wet on how to be better equipped and better informed on what they need to do with that. Because everybody don't know. Everybody's like, oh, well, they think of gold. They think of something that you might think one way. They think in another way. They thinking like, oh, that's too hard. But the way you break it down, it's easy for people to understand. And they're more likely to say, okay, I'm going to take a chance on this. Like, my thing is, people out here taking chances on, taking a chance on these strags and taking a chance on these dudes out here, and you don't know they got COVID. That's a risk. That's a risk right there. You invest the time into this person, and yes, people still are going on dates. Trust me, I see them. I see you out there. The red bottoms on and stuff. The red bottoms, I'm painting on red bottoms and them wide backs. I see you out there. Got them tank tops, popping. Got them tank tops on. And those shorts, they got them onesie short, with a romper, they call rompers now. Okay, got them rompers on with them little heels. I see you out there, kitten heels on. Going on these little dates, I'd be like, yeah, you got that COVID, you got that Rona. Going on a date. They trying to go on a date sitting outside of Starbucks on the sidewalk, trying to go on a date. You can tell people's chemistry when you see them. Like, you walk by, you be like, oh, they ain't been together that long. You can tell. But you going on a date, you putting all that time, this dude, he might have a Rona, he might have, Hep C, he might have, who knows, whatever. You might have Hep C and Rona, who knows? But you doing all that, you could have been investing your time into some stocks or starting a company or business online, get yourself together. You on here, doing that. You might want to hold off on that. My point is, you have to prepare for the time where face-to-face interaction is going to be the norm again. Because right now, for me anyway, out here in LA, that's not really the norm. It's not the acceptable norm, I should say. People still doing it, but it's not acceptable because you start coughing, at home and all this stuff and sneezing and everything, and they got a contact trace you behind because you positive, and then you're going to be like, damn, no, I shouldn't have went on that date. Yeah. You should have been making the money, making the monies. You should have been trying to get yourself up a little bit more. Oh Lord, you are a mess. Time I see why that and baloney. You ain't shit for that. Right, West Coast. The age of critical thinking. Yes. Thinking critically, And of course, we're social creatures, so I'm not talking down on people. People, if I'm gonna go on my date, I'm gonna go on my date. I don't care what Nicole say. Fine, go on your little raggedy ass. Go on your little raggedy ass date. Go on your little date then, huh? Go on your little $5 date. Go ahead, do your date, have your fun. Good luck getting home without Rona or something. Good luck. Go ahead. How you gonna be in the Starbucks and got your mask on, but you gonna sit down with the dude at the date and take your mask off? I don't understand that. You gonna poke the straw through the mask? I don't know. It's just me. That's not critical thinking to me. But hey, instead of doing that and not using your critical thinking skills, maybe save up on that money and save up on that time and save up on your health and work out. Maybe now that you have time to do that because you ain't working. Or not working as much, maybe work out, maybe, like I said, learn some skills. So when you can go out to the beach and be flying, flashy and all that, When you can go out, then you're better prepared, male and female. When you can get out there, then you out there and you're in a better position socially, because we are social creatures. I understand that. And you're better prepared because you know yourself more. And I think that was the time of 2020. A lot of people really had to focus on getting to know who they are, because they really didn't know their strengths and their weaknesses, which I like to call, strengths in progress. You're working on building that weakness into a strength. And they really didn't know what that was. They didn't know their challenges. They would just flying out and see their pants. Clearly that didn't work. In 2020, we see that didn't work. And if you think it didn't work in 2020, well, guess what, baby? It ain't going to work in 2021 and going forward either. You have to know what you're doing and set yourself up properly so you're not out here effed up in the game. He said, BOGO, buy one, get one, painted on. Fireproof red bottoms come with a free Meg Thee Stallion t-shirt, a keychain. Oh my God. I cannot. They use the roller of the paintbrush. That's what I be wanting to know. No matter what, you got strap. Buddy Love. Oh my goodness. You going way back. Buddy Love. That's when he had that was what, Nutty Professor? Let's see. Name us said, regard to critical thinking, what celebrating isn't thought, but reasoning. Not to be confused with reason. There is a nuance here that may explain everything. Reasoning, thought is thoughts, in my opinion, like from what name is what you're saying, thoughts are fleeting. They go in and out, they flip around, they change, they adapt, they morph into different things, transform into different things based on your stimulus, external stimulus and stuff, and your experiences too. And your experiences based on external stimulus, but your reasoning is a process where you really have to process the information and come to some kind of conclusion. You have to go through the scientific method and come to a conclusion of, okay, what does this really mean? What does this mean to me? What does this mean for me? How is this going to help me? How is this going to hurt me? If I make this decision, okay, what is this going to mean long-term or short-term and all that kind of stuff? That's what I think. People do confuse thoughts with reasoning. And I think the reason why is because people don't, like earlier, like West Coast Africa was saying, critical thinking, like reasoning, that is critical thinking. And there is a nuance to it. How you go about absorbing information and, reading, what could this really mean? What does this mean? Okay, let me break down have I been through something that's like this? Have I seen something like this? Is this new information? Like, how do I go about, analyzing this? Like, okay, well, if I go this way, if this is the best option for me, I've never done that before. So there the fear steps in. Fear is not real, but it steps in. It's like, oh, you might not be able to do that. Now, come on. We ain't never done that before. Hold on now. Hold on, hold my mule. We ain't never done that. Fear to me is like an old slave. It's like, ooh, hold up, master ain't gonna like that. Ooh, we ain't never done that before. What you doing? What you doing over there trying to read? You trying to figure something out? Oh no. No, we gotta stay where we at. We gotta sit still. We can't move forward. And reason is like, shut your ass up. Reasoning is like, shut your dumb ass up. You don't know what you're talking about. Now you're gonna get on that horse, you're gonna get on that stallion, and you're gonna do what you gotta do. You're gonna work this out. Well, I don't know what's gonna come next. It don't matter what's gonna come next, you're gonna figure it out. You're gonna reason through this and figure it out. You already done worked out the problem, you done worked out the different ways it can go. And now you sit here like, I don't know, man. Fear, man. Man, he's sitting there chilling, wrapped up in a blanket. He's sitting there rocking back and forth like, man, I don't know. Man, it's scary out there. This world is scary, man. And reasoning is like, okay, like, all right, we still gonna work through this. Like, what are you talking about? Don't like fear. And I mean, yeah, it's okay to have like healthy skepticism of certain things, but when that fear set in, you just sitting still, you just like, man, I ain't gonna get up. I ain't gonna do nothing. That's the problem. That you you have to have like a that inner kick in the ass. Well, that's what my dad called it. Something in you is like kick you in the butt. Get up, do it. Don't do it now. Do it right now. Right now. It has to be done. Why? Because this is how you move forward. You want to get to that goal. You want to get to the next step, next level in your life. You want to get to your purpose, whatever that may be. You got to walk across this rickety ass bridge. Like, you got to get across this bridge. Well, I need tools to get across the bridge. And go get some tools. Figure out how to use the tools. Identify which tools are the best and use them learn how to use them properly and get across that bridge. That's your goal. That's what you set that goal. You might, the bridge might break and you gotta, throw the little rope and Indiana Jones your way out of that. You might break a couple of ribs, but you're gonna get across the other side of that bridge. And where fear is gonna be sitting on the back on the other side of the bridge with wolves coming at him, and he's still wrapped up in a blanket talking about something. Wise don't know. Wise don't know. You can climb a tree, fool. Well, my legs don't work. I was scared I'm gonna break my leg. Okay, well, you're gonna lose a leg then. Lose a leg. You're gonna sit there and let the wolves eat your leg. Fine. Deuces. Now you gone to the next level of your life. You're going on to make more money. You're going on to start a family. You're going on to do whatever it is. You're going on to find a woman that you really want to be with. Find a man you want to be with. You're going on to be productive in your life. You have to, we got to cut that fear off and leave that behind. I'm talking about the fear that wakes you up in the middle of the night in a cold sweat or keeps you from moving forward. And you're just sitting there shaking like, I really don't know, what to do. Like, that is not healthy. You said someone need to animate monologues. Yeah, these are the type of conversations I think about these things, but also I'm gonna put the link in the chat right here. But also I talk to my dad and my mom about stuff like this. My mom be like, well, sometimes there's such a thing as healthy fear because you don't want to get too big in your britches. I'm like, okay. All right. And she's like, you just if you get too haughty, that's what she calls it. If you get too haughty out here and you have too much if you arrogant and everything, then ain't nobody gonna be your friend. I'm like, look, I ain't going into this thing looking for friends. I'm going in this thing to be successful and to progress. If I wanted a friend, I make a phone call or something. I go online or whatever. I ain't in this to look for no friends. And that whole scenario of when you are sitting in that rickety bridge and you have to get across, there aren't any friends there for you. Fear is not your friend. He over there wrapped in a blanket that's got holes in it that smell like mothballs. And he ain't shaved in 6 months. He's sitting there like, or if it's a female, she got the sideways wig and the 2-month braids underneath the wig that's poking out and stuff. And she got on this same kind of blanket with holes in it that smell like mothballs, that she's chilling there or he's chilling there. Like, they're not going to help you. They're not going to help you. So I'm like, I said, Ma, I ain't in this for friends. My dad was like, you can't be in it for friends. If you're in it for friends, then you're going the wrong way about it. So your strength and your tenacity, that attracts other people with that same type of personality. That explains other people why they want to be in your company. why they want to be socially around you, why they want to, do business with you. Because they see something similar in you. You're not like a cutthroat type person, but you're not going to take no mess off people just so you can have a friend. No. They don't no. And then be like, well, I got my friends. I'm good. We happy. Fail your friends together. Like, they had a super friends. I think, what was it called? Super friends with the superheroes. You got failure friends. Okay. All of y'all is going down like this. They talk about the sisterhood of failure. You got the brotherhood of failure. Everybody around ain't doing nothing. And there's no inspiration. There's no kind of drive or even wisdom in the group. Everybody just kind of flying by the seat of their pants, trying to figure it out. And when you do that, you are living in a perpetual childhood. I'm just going to sit here and I ain't going to let, you're going to be like Riley off of Boondocks. I ain't going to let no information in. I'm going to keep my brain closed. I ain't going to let no new information in. I'm good. Okay. And you're going to be good in the ground and 6 feet under in the ground, because you're not going to, what have you brought to the world? What have you produced? That's not, Malika said, tenacity is a superpower of the courageous. Yeah. That makes sense. And, like they say, like courage is not, people who are courageous, it's not like they don't have any fear at all. They work past it. Bishop, what's going on? I just saw you right there. Oh, the bishop. Hallelujah. 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 Yeah, tenacity, superpower. Yeah, people that are courageous, it's like, I will not give up. Yeah, sometimes I get scared here and there. I work through that. I have a team of people with me. I'm not completely alone. I'm speaking in general. You're not completely alone, but you know how to work through that. You have a team of people that's like, pushing you. And sometimes people, you don't even know, like some people may say, like, they may agree with this. People help you work through situations and they don't even talk directly to your situation, if that makes sense. Like, there are things people say or people do, people have talked about their experiences, and that helps you work through your stuff. And you be like, dang, it may not even be that big. It may help you start to think about working through your stuff, working through your problems you have. Because somebody came and they were like, this is my situation, blah, blah, blah. So that person indirectly helped you. They might not ever know that they helped you. That's why it's important for those of us that make content and everything and put our information up here, that we want to present and talk these things through on streams and even on pre-recorded videos. That's why it's important to me anyway, because you don't know, it could be somebody out there that's going through whatever they're going through, and you say something up here, that's real serious, that touched their heart, that, touched their mind, like, oh, wow, I've been going through that too. I didn't know about that side of it, or I didn't know I could work it out like that. Oh, they tried working out that way. It didn't work for them. Okay. Let me try to work it out this way. That's very inspiring, and that's very helpful for people, especially people who have, for maybe not just 2020, but for years been standing still or sitting still and then had a motivation to move forward. But let me go ahead and read off these Cash Apps real quick. I got Cash App from Anthony Taylor. Thank you. Much respect. Let's see. He said, for appreciation. And Miss Kendra Davis. All right. She gave me a Cash App. Yes. Yes. I love that. Anthony, and shout out to Anthony and shout out to Miss Kendra, the Crips and Cure. She has been putting out a lot of fire lately. And the stuff that she's putting out, that's that good old gumbo stuff right there. That's that gumbo cornbread. You know, I don't know how y'all eat y'all gumbo. I eat it with cornbread. So that's that good old gumbo with that butter, hot water cornbread right there. Eating it, you just be like, whoo, like that's what that is. Like straight up. Like I don't know what kind of gumbo y'all have. Some people put different things in there, whatever it is, but that's how I feel when I hear people that have these streams and have certain things, that content. I'm like, wow, that's the feeling it gives me. Like, very hearty, stick to your bones, stick to your ribs, certain things that are said stick with you for days. You're just like, wow, okay, that was nourishing to my soul, nourishing to my spirit. I needed that at that time because I go through stuff, people go through stuff. I'm still going through things right now. Like, it is what it is. But it's like when you hear stuff, you're like, man, that picked me up. And that's why I tell everybody here, support people, support your interests, support people that are putting stuff out like that. Lions Time, I see you came on through. Happy New Year. Yeah, I am too. Mr. Hyde said, I'm waiting for Shahrazad Ali and Kendra D live stream. Yes, that would be great. That would be really great. But I put this link. I don't know if anybody want to come in. If not, then I'll go ahead and shut it down. In a few minutes, I'll put the link again. But if y'all want to come through, anybody want to come through and give their thoughts on 2020 to 2021, that transition that's happening right now, what you think about the topic moving forward, or, are you moving in a positive direction, or are you just sitting still and with no direction, just sitting there like, okay, I'm gonna chill right here. I'm scared. Don't be scared. Yes. Oh my God. Malika said he hit the nail on the head. He said good content is like eating your mama's and big mama's cooking. Well, you got to have a big mama though. But I know what you're saying. Some people ain't got no big mama, but it is like eating your big mama's food. Like you just feel like, oh yeah, hallelujah. What's going on, Bishop?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year to you as well.
Thank you.
I see you up here cooking a little bit this morning.
Just a little bit.
Just a smidget.
Just a little vegetables, a little beef, a little rice, a little something.
Right.
Put my beans on, I put the beans. I'm an old woman now. According to the space, I'm an old lady. So somebody said I sound like I remember them Roberta Flack or Anita Baker. I was like, what? Wow, I'm not that old. Like, what the hell?
What? I thought you were in your early 30s.
Yes, but people be like, they're like, why you sound like you in your late 50s? I'm like, okay, whatever then. It is what it is. And since I'm in my late 50s, I gotta get my AARP application and all that going. And I gotta get my beans on.
Right.
Get my beans going. Shuck some corn and stuff. Barefoot.
I swear, if you don't agree with people, they'll start hurling insults at you.
Yeah,
it's crazy, and especially in this space, it's like it's getting ridiculous to the point to where it's like, okay, like what's your problem? Like, what's going on with you? Like, what's the big issue? Like, some people they expected me to be, a pushover because I'm a cool person.
Right.
But then I had to roast some people to oblivion because they was losing their mind. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And you trying to be a cool person, like you got that Southern Belle type of personality. But I see people be pushing you. You be like, you know what? All gloves off. let me get you together.
I gotta take the lace gloves off, and step out of my carriage.
Yeah.
I'm like, excuse me. Like, and I'm sorry, like I do pop off, like, and And that's one reason why, because Jason was like, you gotta stop doing the car rides and the videos because you be having road rage. He was like, people gonna be thinking she crazy as hell. And I said, you know what? People at the time they was emailing me like, I love you, your crazy ass, you driving crazy. I was just like, damn. So I gotta wait, get your ass. I'm trying to get to work. Get the hell on. Like, I'm like, God damn, everybody can't stand this shit. Okay, y'all. So back to the topic.
Right.
I be going off, and he was like, man, that ain't a good look.
Nah.
That's everybody way. Like everybody, that's how, like, you think I'm bad. Shoot, like people go off like for nothing. I get flipped off because I drive too slow, which is the speed limit.
Right.
And they're like, flip me off, like, get out of here, So yeah, there are times on my streams, I be like, man, I'm done. I'm about to take these gloves off, take these shoes off. I'm going in because people they will push your buttons, and that's the only reason they're here. And if you're in that position, like you're in that mindset, you sitting still. You can't grow from that.
No, you can't. You're gonna be stagnated and be like a swamp.
Ugh,
and swamp collects a bunch of bacteria. It collects a lot of gook and nasty stuff, and that's what it is. Like on certain spaces on this platform, it's just a bunch of hurling insults and stuff being thrown everywhere. And honestly, this year I ain't got time for it. If I figure like your platform is not progressing, it's a bunch about a goofiness, and I'm sorry, I'm going to conduct business. I can't be on your platform.
Yeah.
I might stop by and say hello and keep it pushing, but I will not be participating in no panels, especially if I feel like your panel is goofy.
Yeah, that's what I had to realize. I was like, you know what? I can't do this no more. I don't like certain panels. Like I don't deal with. Like I'm like, Crimson Cure. Like she has said many times. She's like, I see who's on there, and I'm like,
yeah, like,
let me fly through. Like, and then it's like, oh, okay, all right, and I just kind of back off. And it's sad. A lot of the times, when I see ladies and they're saying certain things, I'm like, I can't get with that. I don't. No, like no, I would have a conversation because I've had those types of conversations with women before, and it got into like, well, I don't care what you think, blah, 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 blah. I don't care what you think. So what? Blah, blah, blah. We're going back and forth, and like, you forget I know where you live. I know where you live. Like it's like
right.
back and forth, the same thing. We're going in a circle, and it's like, go to the car, you go to the car. Like I'm gonna go to the car, you go to the car, like that type of thing. And then somebody mediated, like, y'all going to the trunk on each other? I'm out. Like they just leave. And
right.
Like, whoever was there who had any kind of sense, that person left the room because it's like all emotion, and I don't have time. Like right now in my condition, like dealing with what I'm dealing with, I don't have time. Jason's kids, their mom, she's positive. She has COVID. She's had it for like 2.5 weeks now.
Wow.
And so the kids are there, and I'm just like, oh my God, it's crazy, because they are so precious, and he is killing them. Like it's tearing them up because he can't go. Like we still got our Christmas tree up. We got the presents still here, and they haven't come. They were supposed to come, and they haven't. So we're gonna have to like the middle of January to celebrate Christmas with them. Hopefully the snow will still be around, but we dealing with that type of thing. So when you're dealing with like real life issues, you ain't got time going on here in these streams, these people acting a fool.
Yeah, like I be sitting there thinking, like, do y'all have anything productive to do? Like, I have books to read. I gotta come up with content. I can't embrace a bunch of foolishness because then it seeps out in your content. And I was speaking on that on my channel. It made me negative for like a good year, like my content. And I was looking through my content, like, dang, like, bro, you was wilding. Like, even though it was spot on information, but it was coming from a negative place. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I can't do that no more. I had to get free of some of the stuff.
Yeah, and you start to transition yourself into more constructive. So you do recognize that here's the problem. Now let's get to a solution. Let's get to some finding a solution is sometimes hard, but just in the process of trying to get to the solution, that's the positive part of it. But when you just like constantly rehashing stuff, like that's why I kept saying high value, the high value stuff and all that. I'm like, man, because and it's like people get stuck in a what is it called? A cycle, like a loop. And like if you go outside your house, like people ain't really in the world, in society, they're not, well, at least in 2020, the mid of 2020 until the end, people are like, they ain't worried about no high value other than like in a certain space, in this space, for instance. People like, they just trying to survive. They just trying to get a sandwich, not from a deli. They're trying to get a sandwich from the gas station,
Big facts.
That 349 joint, what I'm talking about? Y'all know what I'm talking about. That turkey croissant.
With the mystery meat.
The sliced turkey croissant. And the one that's $2.89 is the mystery meat. You know what I'm talking about? I'll be like, I don't know. But that's what they was trying to get. Hell, they'll drop down to the one that's $1.49. It'll drop down. Like, let me try to get that one, But that's what people are trying to do. They just trying to survive. And so thinking of like high value, they're like, let me just get somebody who's breathing.
Right.
Like, you breathing? Okay, we can work something out. You know what I'm saying? That's like out here is so many homeless. It's so many people moving, like people like whole apartment complexes where the property management company could not hold their property any longer. And due to non-payment, they got bought out by another property management company. That's happening. Mortgage companies and stuff like that falling. It's so many foreclosures and pre-sales and short sales and pre-foreclosures going on. I mean, you got people with $1 million houses out here.
Right.
$1 million house, $2 million houses. And the person, like they were talking about, oh my goodness, they were talking about people out here with the $1 million homes out in West Hollywood and Santa Monica, Marina Del Rey. And they're like, oh, we got to downsize to a $700,000 house. Really?
Really?
Really though? And they're like, oh, we're gonna be so poor. Like, we gotta sell one of our cars. You gotta sell like one of your Bentleys. Like, really? But at the same time, that's the struggle. If you look at it from that side of the spectrum, that's a struggle for them. They in a different area now that they're not familiar with, versus the other side of it where people literally are eating out of trash can. I mean, children eating out of a trash can. I've seen this.
Yep.
And I'm like, damn, eating a pizza crust out the trash can. And mom's there like, okay, yeah, that's good enough. Like, let's keep moving. Let's keep going. That's what we dealing with. Like, high value. If you got time to talk about who's high value and who's low value,
Right.
You got to talk about that. You in a privileged state.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
You are. And this is how people's priorities is screwed up. Because they would sit around and talk about frivolous conversations and topics, and I'm sitting like, you have time to do that? You know what I mean? And then then in out of the same breath they want to spit out, there's no sisterhood, no brotherhood, there's no community, there's no family. Well, I would think it wouldn't be, because y'all sitting there talking about meaningless stuff, low-hanging fruit stuff. Like, come on, people. Like, really, your mind is not expanding? Because to me, it looked like it's shrinking.
Hey, I ain't want to say
it. well, the bishop said it. This is not Nicole's message. This is my message. If you don't like it, you know where you can find me at. You can hit me up on email. What you say?
Christened by the bishop.
Right. So if you got a problem, you can pull up. You can email me. You can hit me up in Discord. You can hit me up in private on a DM. And I won't put your business out there, but you can say what you need to say to me.
Yeah.
But I never get those emails and messages, though.
Oh, I get them. I've been like, what? I've been getting them. And then, well, certain people, there's a couple people that I've been wanting to get a message from. And they ain't saying, I'm like, you can send me a message. I'll send you a message. Okay, send me the message then. Like,
right.
Well, and they like, well, I got your email. Okay, holla at me, and it's like a month later, I'm like, okay, whatever, keep it moving. But then they want to come in the chat and stuff. Like, they want to come in somebody else's chat. And then I'm like, I know you was here. Like, what are you talking about? Like, come on. I know you was here waiting. Like,
right.
slide through, and they're like, "Hey, how you doing?" Like,
Right, gonna pop about the blue.
you old fool, where Craig at? Craig at? What you doing? You old fool, where Craig at? Fool, like, no,
Right.
stop. Put them braids the other way and jump in that car. Like, stop it. Hit the gas, keep going. Like, keep going off the pier. Like, just drive straight through. Just drive off that pier at Santa Monica and keep it moving. Hope you can swim. That's
Right.
like, I'm good. I'm good on you. Like, stop. You like coming through. Like, we had, and I'm like at the end of like certain streams. I'm like, well, we didn't agree. Like, it was one stream in particular. Who was it? I forget who it was. But he was like, well, I think I got my point across, and we were disagreeing the whole time, and it was just ridiculous. And he was like, well, I think I got my point across. I think everything went well. It seemed like there was some issues on here on this stream, this panel. I'm like, well, I ain't agree with everything you said because it was some bullshit. It was some bullshit. But you're welcome to come back if you want to. We didn't agree, but that's me being real. That's not me joking. Like, if we disagree on something or you got mad about something, like, I ain't saying you got to go home, but the rest. I got to go to bed. It was getting late, and people forget that. Like, I have to have my sleep, because otherwise I'm like a zombie in the day. I'm like, ugh, I can't do nothing. So. I was like, out of respect for me, out of respect for you as well, whoever I'm arguing with or talking with, like, we got to get our rest and stuff. And there's always a next time. There's always another day to improve. You want to come back, fly through. I'll make you another picture of sweet tea with lemon. We can come through and get some biscuits. We good. Like, let's do it. But it's like, forget that. I'm just gonna show where she show up. Okay. Now you're doing too much. All right. Oh, you old Ezel ass. Like, give you. Stop.
Are you saying the YouTube crackheads?
Yeah, it's like, Ezel ass, face ass. Like, here, like, come on. I ain't got time for that. You old Smokey back here taking a shit ass. Like, if you don't get stop. I'm like, and I know I'm waiting. I'm like, okay, I'm waiting for that person to say something. I'm like, let me type, hey, what's up, chat? What's up, everybody? You're like, oh, you again. Like, again, nigga, what's up? What's up?
Right, pull up.
That's how I feel. Like, I don't, like, for the most part, I don't take stuff seriously. I'll be like, okay, somebody might be going through something or whatever. And, hopefully, even if the one stream didn't go as well as planned, or like I thought it would go, it's like, okay, next time maybe things will be different. Maybe I hope that the person would listen to what they said, listen to what I said and other people, and then try to, come back with a better argument. That's all I'm saying. It ain't no hard feelings or nothing. It's just, it's funny to me how some people be like holding a grudge.
Right, they do. They be big mad.
Yes.
I have people that I had a disagreement with, and I thought it was cool. You know what I mean? I'm like, it is what it is. I ain't seen them ever since after it. I'll be like, oh, okay, like, oh, you was riding real hard on my bandwagon. All of a sudden, as soon as a disagreement come, you can't stand me, or you turn the other way. And I'm like, okay, well, cool. I'm like, well, God bless you too.
I'm gonna pray for you.
Right.
That's that old school thing. You said God bless you. I'm like, that fool ain't true. Like, and my girl would be like, I will pray for you. I'm like, even as a kid, I was like, for what? She had to pop me in the back, the pop in the back of the head, your head go forward. Oh, your head go forward. I was like, there go Sister Magdalene. There she goes, Sister Magdalene. How you doing, Sister Magdalene? Sister Sophia, how y'all doing? Yeah, they get in the church out the car window. I was sitting there like, oh gosh, she don't even like them, Right. She was like, y'all have a good week. All right, God bless you. I'll pray for you. Then she let the window up. These heifers. I'm like, what you gonna pray for them for? She was like, shut up. I'm like, Grandma, you ain't gonna pray for them. Why you lying? Though? And she was like, that's what you're supposed to say when you a good Christian. I'm like,
no, you just saying that
Well, I'm not.
Yeah.
I remember saying that. I was like, middle school. I was like, well, I don't think I'm a good Christian then. I think I'm
Yeah.
because I can't do that. I can't be all fake like that. That's crazy.
And
I'm not gonna do that.
and that's the thing. That's the religion of being black. That's what I
Oh,
call it. It's
wow.
that religion is higher than Christianity. Is higher than being a part of Islamic faith. It's higher than any religion in this
Hmm.
country. It's a religion of being black. Like we have our own set things, and even though our religion speaks against it, we like, well, that's what we just do. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
It makes no sense. And it's very feminine because,
Mm-hmm.
destructive, a very feminine, destructive way to be. It's not even a true feminine, in my opinion, not even a true feminine way to be because it's not real,
Mm-hmm.
And I know other women that would be like that. I used to have like a lot of respect for them. Well, a lot of them have passed now, but a lot of older women that didn't take crap off nobody, they didn't be smiling. They be like, she know I don't like her. I'm not about to say good morning to her.
Right. They kept it
And I'm
100.
like, oh yeah, I like her. I like her. And I'm looking back and forth, like what they gonna say to each other, like little kid. I had my little pigtails swinging. I'm like
Mm-hmm.
looking left and right. What they gonna say? Ooh, what they gonna say?
Right. I used to be like that too. I was like, oh, I can't wait.
Yeah. And my mom was like, "Stop that! You need to stop that." And I'm like, "Oh hey, how you doing, Sister Harriet?" She's like, "Hey, baby, how you doing?" And then somebody else over there, and she's like, "Oh, there go Brother Thomas. I can't stand it."
Right. They do that.
Oh, it's it. It's on now. And I'm looking back and forth. But that's
Or they do that sound effect.
yeah. Like, yeah, I gotta go. Oof. I'll be like, uh-oh, she did it. It's going down. It's going down in here. I'm looking back and forth. And my sister be like, what you looking at? I'm like, shut up. I'm watch something. I'm looking at
Right.
I'm about to see that. But you're right. Like all of the extra, like, airs and all the extra, fakeness that goes into that. And I used to like when I was like in high school going into college, I was like, that's gotta be really exhausting to do that. And I never was into that. I was like, it is what it is. Like either you gonna hate it or love it. Like it is what it is. You're gonna hate it, love me. In between, it's like you're not gonna stay there long. You're just not. And that's I don't have a problem with that. And for me, for us to have conversations about certain topics up here, you don't have to hate or love the person. You haven't. It's about the content. It's about the subject matter.
Yeah.
You come here and be like, I can't stand Nicole. I can't stand her. Why? Who knows? Who cares? But the content, the topic at hand is more. Basically, what I'm trying to say is the topic at hand is more important than me and you.
Yep.
Conduits for the content. We're providing information, knowledge from our own experiences and from experiences that are documented from, data, empirical data that's documented, things like that. We're using that as a way to convey a message. You don't have to love me to get that message.
Right. And I think that's
get your number or nothing, try to date you. It's cold. It's wrong now. I don't got time for that.
right. And you got a whole man anyway.
Yeah, whole man who working, who be coming in talking about something. Oh, can't stand these motherfuckers. And I'd be like, yep. Like,
Right. Facts.
I'd be like, yeah. I'd be like, facts. I know what you're going through. He'd be like, damn. I make sure he got his beer or whatever he want. His food and stuff, his little snacks and stuff, and everything's cool. But other people, and I think that's something that people don't they don't have or don't appreciate is the people that arguing a lot about things is they come home and they like that sigh, not the sigh of relief, it's the sigh of emptiness. It's like
yeah, it is because a lot of people going home to an empty house, and a lot of them don't want to tell the truth that they wish somebody was there to be there for them.
Yeah.
That's why I'm transparent about myself. Like, I said I wrestle with loneliness, even though I have a full family around me, but I want to be with somebody. So, somebody to understand me and all that good stuff. The stuff that people try to front on this platform, especially in this sector. Relationships is for losers, relationships for simps. And then all of a sudden, when you see them on a panel, the same breath, crying and talking about why these women ain't no wives and why I can't find nobody and da. I'm like, you act like we can't decipher what you're saying. You tired of being lonely, and you're a whole 50-year-old, and you tired of, and you just sad. Let's be real.
Yeah, that's why like it's this topic is very important. I mean, I can do part 2, 3, 4, all the way up to part 100 because it's so many different facets of it. If you're an older person, like you're saying, you're 50 years old, struggling and all this, in your 50s, 20s, 30s, whatever, like you could be in that situation when you live in this contradictory life. My thing is, are you moving or sitting still? When you have to make that decision, now you have to put work in. You can't just sit back and complain and be like, man, I wish I had somebody. Man, fuck these hoes. Like,
which one is it?
Like that. That don't work. That don't work.
I be so lost. I'm like, which one is it? You saying F them or you want to be with them? Like, I'm confused. Like, and then they'll say, all women are evil. Their nature's evil. I'm like, okay, their nature's evil. So you want to be with an evil person? Right. Let's pump it down. I'm like, well, why are you sticking Yo Johnson in someone that's evil? Ain't that's gonna jump into your spirit? I'm confused. And then they say, I'm righteous. I'm like, okay, well then why are you with an unrighteous person?
You sound like you in the confession box. Why you so righteous person? Right. Why are you talking to these hoes? Like, what's going on with you, man?
I'm telling you, I don't even drink, and they gonna cause me to be right. I'm like, I don't even drink, and they'll cause me to be a drunk.
Right. I think I've heard streams, and I'm not going in on nobody in particular, but I've heard streams and male and female, and there's a huge difference. Like you can see, like I know that Nameless, he talks about a lot of nuances, and there are nuances, like we just mentioned. But from stream to stream, you can see certain streams where it's like this contradiction and the person's mental inability to get out of a situation, to start moving and making decisions and putting work into what they need to do, effort, sweat equity into what they need to get done. And they just swirling around in a circle. They got in a rowboat with no rudder. They just going around in a circle in the middle of the lake. Meanwhile, in other streams, you see people in a speedboat, flying over this person. They just like knocking that little rowboat out the water, with all kinds of chicks and dudes, and they drinking champagne and chilling. Yay, a party going. And they just like flying over them in a yacht and they chilling. And it's paid for, but you rented that canoe. Okay. You rented the canoe.
Right.
Because you couldn't afford two. So you have the one oar. You got the rickety one oar with a hole in the bottom, and it ain't got no rudder. So you just go around in circles, talking about you out here gone fishing on your window at your house. You ain't going fishing. You gonna stop because you ain't going nowhere. Couldn't afford a life jacket, and you out here, man, can't stand these hoes. But I'm lonely out here fishing. But I can't stand these hoes. Like,
right.
What are you doing with your life? Welcome to 2021. What are you doing? Like, come on. Why you ain't on a yacht? Nobody's on that yacht. That's how I see it. I see streams where it's like somebody struggling, going to the boat, and everybody else that's like on point, productive, that already been moving. They don't have to start moving this year. They've been moving. They've been their inertia has taken them forward. Their kinetic energy has pushed them forward. They on the boat, making business connections, starting businesses, doing what they got to do, learning new skills, improving their social skills with women, or women improving their social skills with men. They moved on. These dudes, I don't know, or even females, I don't know.
Yeah, because these chicks, they be like, we divested, and then all of a sudden you just hear in the next breath, these ninjas ain't ish. And I'm like, wait a minute, you say you divesting? Why is you discussing them? like what do brothers got to do with your next statement? You just said you left, and I gave this illustration on my show on Sunday. I said it's funny because people will it seemed like these, like the aunt and uncle that's arguing one another say, I'm leaving, and by the whole time they arguing for like the past 10 minutes in front of the door while they yelling at somebody. I'm like, I thought you left. Like, ain't you leaving? You talking about I don't do all this arguing, but you arguing. Like, excuse me, like, let's be for real. You really engaging in this.
And then people like, I know BGS has said it several times, and I had to think about it. Yeah, you're engaging in these arguments, and it's like, where is this going? And then what are you doing with your life? Like, is this how were you raised? Like, what kind of raised you? What was TK Kirtland said? Who raised you niggas? Like,
right.
Who raised y'all? Like, that's how I feel when BGS says certain things. I be like, yeah, I be thinking that too. Like, we weren't socialized, we weren't conditioned in that way. We weren't conditioned in a certain way. So it would be harder for us to get out of that loop, It has to come in like the environment changing very quickly, which is what we've seen in the past 12 months or so. We've seen the environment change like, bam, you got to start moving.
Right.
And a lot of women were like, nope, I ain't doing it. But you're more vulnerable as a woman if you don't make that decision to start moving. With men, they have I think for men, you all have more time to make that decision, and still men are like, nope, I'm good. Like, I'm good where I am. Okay, if you good where you are, like you said with the divest chicks, if you good where you are, divesting, if you good where you are, just being like, man, F these hoes, I'm doing my own thing, then don't talk about the hoes and what they doing over there. Like, leave it alone. Like, you can't compare yourself to or not even compare yourself. You can't be saying, well, I'm above that. That's beneath me. But then turn around and be like, this is what I'm going to talk about for 3 weeks straight. Okay. It's like, in a productive manner, you're trying to help younger people. I understand that. Sometimes you have to use older people's mistakes and decisions and their pitfalls to teach the younger people. I get that. But at the same time, if you have an overload of older people that are going through these things, then it's like, wait, hold on, back it up. Like, why are there so many older people in that same conditioning? That same conditioning. What are they going to teach us? So that's where I think the conundrum comes in for me, at least. Like, when I look at that.
And this is why I just, I don't get, for the life of me, if you don't like something, you don't like someone, you don't speak on them, you don't even think about them. Like, once I literally you cross me, or if I can't stand you, or I don't like what you're doing, I don't like what you're speaking about, I just tune you out, and I really forget. Like, I be forgetting people's names sometimes. It can happen. Like 2 days ago, I decided to cross it out in my head, and then I'm like, what's old girl, what's old dude name, like, and we be talking about them, and I'm like, oh, I forgot their name. And they're like, bro, you crazy. Like, you really sit there, literally forgot their name. I said, I do, because I don't think about them like that. And then if someone bring up somebody, I'd be like, oh, I put them in my mental pet cemetery, and I buried them, and I was done.
Dig them up, you're gonna have some more problems.
Yeah, so I be legit be like just wiping them out of my memory, because I need more memory space to store stuff.
Right, things that are more not just interesting to you, but things that are more productive.
Yeah,
getting things done and sticking to a goal. But see, you got some people that don't even have a goal; they just like doing whatever, and that's that childish mentality. Like, oh, they're just doing whatever. And like the church women stick it, like, we doing this because
right,
what?
right.
Like, it's like ¿qué pasó? What are you doing?
Right.
Like, what are you doing? What are you doing, mama? What are you doing, mama?
Excuse me, why?
What is going on here? Like, what is the deal? And they be like, and they try to logisticize it, like, all
right.
oh, this is why I'm doing it, because because like you don't even understand. See, you don't even get my logic because I'm too deep. I'm too deep for y'all. Like it's like donde? Where are you deep? What's going on? Did I miss something? Like was I asleep for 20 years? What are you know what I'm saying? Like and like you don't even get me. I'm deep. I'm on a different level and I'm so esoteric, like you don't even understand what I'm talking about because it's on some ancient Greek, Comedic type stuff. I'm on a different level. And you know what I'm saying, my brother, like triple darkness, I got it all around me, in me, through me. Like, this is what it is. You're like, you don't shut your dumb ass up. Like, are you high? Like,
right.
Are you high right now? What's the deal? Are you drunk? Like, what's the deal?
Like, don't try to play me.
Huh?
I be sitting there thinking to myself, don't be trying to play me.
Yes. And people thinking that look that you give when somebody like when they think they playing you and you don't understand. Yeah, exactly. And you be like, nigga, like, what is this? They try to play you and they thinking like, oh, I got him this time. Like, how many times you done tried this? I know the whole thing, rest in peace to Aaliyah, dust stuff I would try again. It's too much dust. Take a shower. Like I said, way back early in the stream, take a shower. You can't dust yourself off. Your hands ain't enough. Ain't enough hands for that. Harsh.
Okay, we're gonna need you on the show this Sunday coming up on Fifth of Benediction because we're gonna need the women's point of view on this topic we're about to have coming up.
Okay, yeah, no problem.
I forgot to shoot you a DM for the past week, man. I was I forgot to
check it out.
Yeah, because I want you on the panel because I'm only doing panels now to where I have them already structured of who I'm having. I'm no longer opening it up with no links because folks be wild as times.
That's true. I think when you have it structured, it depends on your format. I think that works. That maybe work better for you. Mm-hmm. And for me, it's like, I'm not as worried about it because I'm not gonna cuss you out, but if I don't let people up here, like I gotta know you, and I know everybody pretty much that come through here. It's a few new people, and I appreciate y'all stopping through. But we done had some trolls, try to come here and show their little Vienna sausage before I'm like, I ain't letting you. Yes, I've had that happen, like live, or try to show their little rotten box and stuff. I'm like, girl, what? Yes.
Wait a minute.
You don't put that little raggedy cat away, girl. Stop. If you don't put them little mosquito bite somewhere, girl, put it down. If I want that, I can go down to Figueroa if I want that. Like that ain't nothing.
You said that raggedy box.
You got that little raggedy wrinkle. What is it? Saladita. You got that saladita. I mean, I don't. You got that. What is it called? It's the saladita. Is the prune that has the salt on it and the sugar. Yeah, saltito. You got that. What's wrong with that? Like, what are you get with that? Girl, take that off somewhere. Yeah, that has happened. It happened a lot the day. Sadly, it happened when I was doing a Chadwick Boseman thing, and it happened when I was doing something. I forget what it was. It was another stream. I was like, "What? If you don't take that on somewhere, I can smell you through the computer." Like,
and the kumbaya is going on.
Exactly. I was like, so yeah, you're right. Like what you're doing, that works. That works for you because it keeps down stress and it keeps you from being like distracted. So yeah, definitely. But I'll be there. No problem. That's cool.
No doubt. I like to pre-plan like guests, but I was trying to do Q&As like towards like the last hour and stuff, but I think I'm gonna have to do pre-plan like guests and just leave it the way it is because Valdez warned me. He said, yeah, that's why I don't do panels anymore because then it throws off and you can't control what people say. And then Kendra's like, I've been told you to do that. I'm like, yeah, you did. I'm like, I'm listening now, sis, man. I'm gonna do that because it just, as she said, because it throws it off and then people start leaving. And I notice my numbers are dropping. I'm like, dang.
It does throw people off because they're there to because people can't underestimate your audience. When they see a title, they already have thoughts and ideas in their head once they read the title. And so, especially if you have it where it's been sitting there for a couple of days, saying it's going, you're gonna go live in a few days or something. So they already have ideas in their head, and they're like, okay, they come on there and they see something. They come in maybe 30 minutes after it starts. They're like, what the hell? What is this? So
Right.
it put a damper on your image and your brand. You have to think about that. So yeah, that's good advice though, definitely.
No doubt. What's good, Go Professor?
What's going on? Go, Professor.
I really appreciate you guys' channels. I'm always promoting you guys. I make it a point to say support and subscribe to the Bishop or NikoleAli. Because I stress that it is not only about me. Okay, I make it a point to say that. And I mean, there are going to be people who rock with you and people who don't.
True.
But my point is, I always say I'm about the plight of the black man and his family. So I push those who are speaking to that. So for me, panels like yours, Nikole, Bishop, I definitely appreciate what you speak to.
Oh, thank you.
I just came from a panel. I just happened to drop in because Underrated was there, and it was talking about the voice of the black man, and I went to building on it, and I'm people in the chat. The women in there just fell all apart. Now, mind you, you guys are familiar with how I speak and how my channel is, especially. I don't, and I speak of you, and I'm courteous with that. I speak. I attempt to apply logic to what I'm speaking to. Okay, I'm not coming with an emotional type of response or answer to things. Okay, I'm speaking to the statistics of it, what we've seen socially, what systems have been in place, et cetera, et cetera. I'm putting weight on it in that manner. It's just like you, Nikole, when you talk about the COVID vaccine and things like you're not speaking to it from an emotional standpoint. You're speaking to it from a scientific standpoint, whereas you're putting in the work. These are logical experiments, understandings that you're putting in. It's not from an emotional position, right? So that's how I'm moving in this. So they it came to question why black men can't take accountability. Look, you guys are familiar with my channel. I speak to the black man and what he's doing first.
Yeah.
Right. I speak to that on a regular basis. Like, look, we can't ask them to do stuff and we're not working on our own behavior. We can't, we got to have some corrective measures here. Okay. If we're to be leaders in something, if we're to uphold the family unit, then we have to carry ourselves as such. We have to conduct ourselves in a way that is befitting to what we speak to, what we want. Right. Yeah. So with that being said, we cannot leave out. We can't correct ourselves and live with what her behaviors are because she's the woman, because she's the black woman, and how that work? We don't want to leave from a war, go into a war, and come back home to a war. Right. Does that make any sense?
That removes the protection and guidance and safety from her, which I don't think a lot of women understand. If the man is getting up and he's in a war with your stupid ass, and then he gonna go to work really behinds, and and then he gonna come back to another war with your stupid behind again because you ain't got no job. You ain't got no job.
We'll see once again. once again,
that the women don't get that. They don't understand that.
No, they don't.
Yeah, once again, when we go to talking about accountability, will you get reaction? You get emotional reaction. You see, because in their mind, they think, well, I'm supposed to have this. I can act this way. You the man, you supposed to be this way, and I can be however I want to be because I'm the woman, right? Now, when I went to speaking about what systems are set up and why, because the person was saying, hey, well, you got Al Sharpton, you got this person, well, they are celebrities, so-called, and they have their positions, but the average people, they're not affecting the average person. Okay. And I asked the question, well, out of all these people, what has been accomplished? If our voice has value and weight on it, what has been accomplished? You're gonna struggle to answer that. Okay, because I asked, okay, when everybody likes to bring up Martin Luther King. Well, what was accomplished? Okay, because we still talk about the same thing, right? I mean, if there was something accomplished, then we wouldn't be talking about the same thing. We wouldn't be seeing the same thing. We wouldn't be experiencing the same thing. Okay. If there was what happened to Martin Luther King? He was shot, right? Well, what about Marcus Garvey? Well, Marcus Garvey, what happened? What was accomplished? They hit him economically. They sent him out back to Jamaica. Was accomplished, right?
Yeah, but I think that another thing is that when you're looking at the male-female dynamic of it, what you were saying earlier is that you want to improve the situation of Black men. That's your focus, and that is an honorable focus, and that's something that obviously we need within Black society. But my thing is, if women just thought more practically, more simply, I should say simply in a certain direction, then all we have to do is the same thing you're doing, but towards the women. But as far as like focusing on accountability, focusing on like what Kendra's doing, like straight up what she's doing. I've had a few videos myself. Don't be like Scarlett O'Hara. Don't be like that heifer. Because it was ridiculous. Don't be like nobody's gonna protect that. That's just it's idiocy if you try to protect that, because she's gonna end up getting you killed. And I'm not saying like killed like physically, but financially in many other ways, spiritually and all this other stuff. Right. She can end up making you want to kill yourself, that type of thing, making you just want to end it all and just go somewhere and live in a desert, right, by yourself. So, you have to recognize the women that sabotage the Black. I specifically said on my video, the Black women, 5 ways the Black women sabotage your life. Like, this is how it's done. This is what happens. Those types of videos that I put out, the many, Encyclopedia Britannica type of streams and videos that Kendra has put out, and then you look at other sisters like Topaz, being in counseling, she's a counselor and being in the field of psychology and psychiatry. And what she says, as far as like, these are issues that we as women have to deal with, from the perspective of women, because we understand each other, instead of saying, well, why the men ain't doing that? That ain't your business. That ain't your place to ask why the men ain't doing that.
Because I have my foot on their neck. like you need to go to counseling. You suffer from depression. You lonely. Just be honest about it. You want companionship, but you're stuck in a rut of being stuck in revenge mode, fam.
Right.
Like I don't want to hear about what she ain't doing it. I'm like, well, you a grown man, dog. Fix yourself. You attract what you only attract these raggedy beings because you're a raggedy individual.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah. Well, once recognize that they are Everyone has to recognize that they're a glass of water. You're reflecting.
Mm-hmm.
You're reflecting back. Like you're putting out all this, like you said, negativity. You're getting all of that back, and you're putting not only you're reflecting that back, but you're putting that negative energy into the water and then say, here, why don't you take a drink? Hell no. I don't want nothing you looked at because you evil. Like I don't want that.
Right.
I don't care. I'm funny about my food. I'm funny about my drinks. Like if I off about you, you can't give me. I'm good. You ain't watching the rice. Oh, we can't talk. We can't talk.
Right.
You ain't clean.
Once
You ain't
again,
washing your chicken. Oh, I can't be your friend anymore. Like we good. We done. I can talk to you on the phone. That's about it. I'm funny about that type of stuff because you putting that into your body, into your spirit. Something as simple as a glass of water. It's like you ain't wash your hands.
Mm-hmm.
well, once again,
That's how I feel.
Right.
Once again, you can't expect the black man to correct himself. He works to correct himself, and you not correct yourself. You know what I mean? You think you walk through life thinking you ain't okay, but yet you telling this black man, oh, he needs to do this, he do that, and you not correct how you carry yourself. You think you okay. You think because you are a woman, you go through. One comment was, we're stronger than men because we go through labor. Okay. Oh, you're stronger than men because you go through labor. Okay, look. Yeah, you go through labor 9 months. Let's say you have 4 children. You go through labor 9 months, each one. Okay. Now, with those 4 children, the man is going to have to be even stronger to put up with you, the children, still make a living, and take care of himself as well. Okay. So you had children, yeah, but 9 months was 9 months. What about the next 20, 30 years? What about that? Now, somebody got to be strong in that. Okay. Somebody got to be the one that handles when that child is in jail, or when that child needs to go to football practice, or when that child needs food on the table, or when he's subject to getting beat up, or when I'm saying there's a lot that a person has to be strong for. We're not just talking about strong in the physical sense. Okay. That's not where we're just talking about. And if we're, I mean, I'm not discounting what women go through as far as pregnancy, but how long are they going to be pregnant? Okay. How they do about 2 children, 3 children. Okay. You go through that. Okay. But what I'm saying is that next 18, 20, 30 years, well, that's a whole different conversation, because she's going to want you to what? Get out there, do that work, take care of your family, stay out of trouble. If somebody is putting her in a position, she going to be calling you to what? Be strong now. She going to want you to be strong, right?
Yep.
She going to want you to handle the situation. So let's go back to who's stronger. I'm not discounting her, being able to have children. Okay, yeah. But at the end of the day, when we're laying in the bed and you hear something outside, somebody hears something outside, who's supposed to get up? Wait a minute, you strong, you get up.
The bed, middle of the night bed argument. You stronger than me. You go look. You go look.
I know, right?
Yeah, and you talking about but literally when she's in there brushing her teeth and he getting ready, gotta hear this. And she's talking about something, I'm strong anyway. I don't even care about what they talking about. Like, I'm already strong. I know I'm strong. I got this baby. I'm 8.5 months pregnant. And I know I got strength. And he's sitting here like, oh my God,
You're right.
Don't lie, nigga. That whole thing. And he's like rolling his eyes, looking like, can you hurry up so I can brush my teeth? You better not have no toothpaste in there in the sink. But she said here, I'm strong. I know I'm strong with a mouthful of toothpaste. And like 3 hours later, in the middle of the night, so I was like, baby, can you go in there and check, see what's going on downstairs? I heard a noise. Her ears already sensitive. Probably a leaf or a limb brushing against the window. I heard something downstairs. Good, go check. I feel that for real, because a lot of the times they be like, do you need some help? No, I got it.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you, I was looking at this lady and this guy, right? Now, they were in a van. The van was flat. He's changing he's working on changing the tire, the flat, right? She's standing there like, yeah, do that. You know what I mean? No energy is, you know what? I'm strong. I can do this. It don't matter that your leg is hurt. Right. You know what I mean? Go on, do that.
That's what I had. Like, as a woman, how strong are you? Like, really? How strong really are you? Like, as far as your psychological ability to take? Because a lot of times when we hear strong, we think physical, but that's a very childish way to think of it as a female. As a woman, like, you have to think about. It's just about empathy. Having empathy, sympathy for somebody, and what they're dealing with day to day. And a lot of women they're still not getting that, even in the midst of everything going on, this crisis, that is somewhat lagging along and somewhat reducing, but not really, it's just stretching out more. It's not as intense as it was last year. But a lot of the women are not recognizing, like, evaluate. Like, you're not as strong as you think you are. You're not as strong as you think you are by yourself. I go down there. I drove past the Skid Row about a week ago, and I was like, man, you know what? This is crazy. Like, I see a lot of women with kids out there. They're in a very, very vulnerable position, and that's an extreme. I know that's the extreme. Everybody is not in that position, but a lot of people are close to that position. And, you have women who they're real close. They're edging close to that position. And they still sitting here like, I'm still strong though. Well, I ain't that bad off, girl. all it takes is one missed payment out here.
Right.
One missed payment. Out, you're gone. So and people were saying, well, they're gonna give you a grace period. You can grace my ass. You ain't getting no grace period out here. They were like, we ain't grace period. What's that? What are you talking about?
Hey, what I would say, if they were so strong, then they wouldn't need all these services that are afforded to them.
Oh, okay, that's true.
If I'm wrong about that, then tell me I'm wrong.
That's true.
There are so many services out here for women and children. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, who? Let's have that conversation about who's stronger. Okay, because I have yet to see as many services for the black man that there are for the black woman. I've yet to see that. Okay, yeah. Who I would say, the likelihood of a homeless woman and her children being brought into a house versus a black man is let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? He has to deal with that psychological issue in itself. Mm-hmm. He's not welcomed like that. He has to deal with him being not welcomed like that to many spaces versus a woman being welcomed. Mm-hmm. He has to deal with the titles: super predator, rapist, beast, monster, rapist.
The imagery of the ridiculous, fantasy of like what he may do, what he might do. Like,
Yeah, what he might do.
how
Yeah,
long have
what
you
he
been
might
doing it?
do.
How long have you been doing
Why?
this? Do you have a record? Do you have this? And
Yeah.
that? If you gotta ask all them questions, then why you don't just leave where he at? Why you bringing it
Why?
up? Huh?
Why do you think? Why do you think that black men especially, fall into security jobs? Okay. I mean, you go to the club, you got what? Big black men there because what? Of the intimidation factor that's been placed on us. Okay.
The
Hell,
conditions.
you can have a short 5'5" dude as a bouncer, and people gonna think, well, he must really know something. You know what I'm saying? You can't escape it.
That new karate.
Yeah.
New family.
I'm about to go. I thank you for letting me be on your panel, and I'll see you later. Go Fester. Y'all have a good one.
All right. Hey, you did a beautiful build in your fifth benediction. What was that? The last one you did? I forgot the title, but I was in there on it.
I appreciate that, man. I'll catch you guys later.
All right. Have a good day. Be safe.
All right, y'all
too.
All
right. I also want to shout out Father's Time. Thank you so much for that super chat you put in there earlier. He said he was coming to drop this off. Dropping this off. I appreciate it.
Peace to Father's Time. That brother, good brother. He's a good brother. Yeah.
I need to have, matter of fact, write that down. I need to have a conversation. Some kind of way I'm gonna have to get in touch with Father's Time, because I wanted to go into more detail, but I want with the A game and everything, from a chemical level, molecular level, but I want to contact him. And so if you're still in the chat, put your email in there, put my email in there too.
Yeah, he's a good brother. I spoke with him offline, and we chop. Beautiful conversation with that brother. He's doing things. So yeah, from my speaking with him, how he moved through these spaces, he's been a brother that's really possessed good energy and possessed a good. He's presented himself as a quality person. I appreciate that. You know what I mean? And as well, being on your channel, once again, I am thankful that you've welcomed me on your channel, and I do believe that you trust that I won't come up here with all the madness and hoopla in which I speak to. I don't want to come to a place that has that I may potentially put in jeopardy, because of some outlandish stuff I'm saying. No.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I was gonna ask you. You still thinking that the virus is inherited?
Hey, that was a question for you. That was a question for you, Nicole. I don't know. And I didn't more so say inherited. I was asking if it could be genetically passed, right?
Oh,
that's what I was speaking to.
Yeah. I understood what you were saying, but I was like, what? Like, because because I wasn't expecting certain. I don't expect certain questions. I'm up here, it's off the cuff a lot of times with certain things, and I'm like, I have to think through it. I'm like, what? Hold on, like what? Because it's a new thing, and a lot of things people may not understand. So I have to think about how to present it in a concise way, so people can catch it and move on from, whatever they want to research further. But like they are not necessarily, it's not necessarily like you can get it like from mother to child. It's more of like, just direct infection. that you get. It wouldn't be inherited. It would be communicable. So if a mom gets it, the child, of course, can get it if it's bloodborne, because it's a bloodborne virus. So that's how it would work. But if a man has it, if he has it in his sperm, it wouldn't necessarily mean that the child that's developing from that sperm, that fetus that's developing, the embryo, that the embryo and then subsequently the fetus would have COVID immediately. That's not necessarily how it works, because it's only one sperm that would fertilize one egg.
Right.
And that one sperm is gone, after that initial blastocyst, the zygote is there with the beginning of the fetus developing. So whatever virus is there in that tiny sperm, it's gone and taken over, But I see what you're saying. A lot of people have asked that question because they know how big viruses are, and they know how it is. I think people are looking at it from a different perspective, like HIV or perspective, because that's still communicable. That's still a communicable thing. No one has like HIV or SARS-2 already in their genetics. That will still be a communicable disease. Like if a woman has the flu, which is why pregnant women are so susceptible, because their immune system is being shared essentially. And if a woman who's pregnant gets the flu or gets listeria, for instance, if she eats like hot dog that's not cooked properly, she could have listeria infection that affects her baby immediately. And that's communicable, for instance. That's not genetic. That's a infection that, of course, can be treated with medications. But for her case, since she's pregnant, they're less likely to give you medication. So that's the real issue. And it just threw me off, but I thought it was funny every time I go through and look through some of the links and stuff. I looked through the links people put in the chat and some of the streams, and I was like, oh, when I heard that, I was like, oh man, it just laugh. But it's good. I'm glad that you asked questions. Some people are scared or they feel some kind of way, and I want people to feel they don't have to be intimidated, by me or nothing. Like, I'm not that type of person. I ain't gonna, if you piss me off, I'm gonna cuss you out. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I will cuss your ass out, but like in a heartbeat, real quick. But the next day I'll be like, hey, what's up, brother? What's going on? I'm like, ain't no hard feelings. I just had to cuss you out at one time and you cuss me out. Okay, we can move on. Like, me and my friends, we get mad at each other and be like, man, never get all that, blah, blah, blah. And then the next day, girl, why we do all that? Why we, why we rolling like that? And we just get over it and keep it moving. Some people do that, that's fine. But I'm not gonna be, I'm not gonna bully. I'm not gonna be up here cussing people out, getting all mad at you. It is what it is. Like, it's all learning experience. I'm just trying to help people better understand some of the stuff, And I want people to help me understand some stuff that they're talking about, like stuff that you discuss. I want to know more about that. So, it's just like a sharing experience.
Well, once again, I appreciate. I promote when I have two orders of business when I do my broadcast. I say prayer first, and I maintain that prayer don't hurt. There's nothing wrong with a little prayer now, however you believe or whatever it is. I render it as putting good energies towards not only myself, but towards you. And I desire good energies in your daily life and your walk in life. So that's the first order of business. Okay. Mm-hmm. The second order of business is asking people to support and subscribe to not only myself, but to others who support the plight of my direction, which is Blackman and his family. Right. So I make it a point. I've said many times, hey, support and subscribe to this person, that person. And you have been one of the persons I've said on a regular. I refer to you as the scientist in the space. That is a normal saying for me. I say that on a regular. Support and subscribe to NikoleAli, the scientist in the space.
Thank you.
I make it a point to say that. I say Crimson Cure, Kendra D. You know, these are regular people. I ask people to support, subscribe to. So, you know, I make it a point to speak to and promote people who are about productive spaces. You know, what is productive? Okay, and I view you as one who is productive in the space. You know, you ain't about all the hoopla. You know, I welcome that.
Yeah, I could be, but I just figured like, like what is the outcome of that? And when you look back on it years later, like how is that helping somebody that's coming in that may be new to the space? The space might be here in 5-10 years, but if somebody came back in that time, then okay, they just gonna hear a bunch of yelling and arguing, like they're gonna probably Nicole should go off. But I have a lot of restraint. I don't just go off on people, but there are places that you go, people just going off on each other all the time. That's just not my deal. Like that's not me. But I see what you're saying. Like, yeah, keeping it productive and having a topic that people can relate to, that's very important. I know that some of the science topics are not as relatable, but I know people who are in the know, they're gonna catch it. And people who are willing to go outside of this space and, in the real world and just read, click the link and read the article and try to learn something new, as I was talking about earlier in the stream, like learning something new, finding out a new, maybe there's a new skill set that you can put yourself into, a parlay, get some money out of it. Maybe you can get some mentoring from somebody in that field, contact me, maybe I can help you, those types of things. Like that is my way of helping as much as I can, in that field. And then they have, the relationships and family type of stuff, entertainment and all that type of stuff as well. But any way that I can help people, I want to do that. All I ask is that people are respectful. If you ain't gonna respect me and I figure that you ain't gonna be an adult, then we're gonna have to take it somewhere else. We're gonna take it to the mat or something. But and that has happened maybe twice, maybe 2 times on this channel, on my channel. But I try to keep it at respectful, because I do respect everybody. I give everybody 100%, when they first come, like no matter who you are, like I treat everybody 100%. Like you have to show me that you don't deserve that respect. So that's the thing with me. Like you have to consistently have to show me. I have to see it in other people's streams and other people's comment sections under their videos and see it in my space. And then it's like, I have an understanding of who you are. If you didn't show me that, you would still be at 100. I would be oblivious. I'd be like, okay, I'm treating you like everybody else. But when you show me you don't have decorum, then I'm gonna be like, okay, you need to be adjusted. This needs to be corrected, because nobody's correcting you, or you don't have a sense to correct yourself or see what's going on. And maybe that's the woman in me. I don't know. But I'm like, I know one thing, you're not gonna treat me like that. Like it's not gonna happen, because I don't come off like I'm gonna just bum rush people and be like, oh, whatever. No. Oh, what? Like, what is that supposed to accomplish? Nothing. And people look back, they're like, oh, wow, okay. She don't take crap off people. No, I don't. I'm cool. I'm nice to people. I'm, cordial, whatnot. But some people, it's like, I cannot. And I've learned to just, I've learned to stay out of certain spaces and to, just watch from afar, watch from the clouds, and sipping on my lemonade in the clouds and just chilling. I've learned to do that, because sometimes there's a learning experience in just observing the chaos, observing some of the stuff that's going on. It just depends. Like I've seen that happen. I've seen like most of the stuff that you put up. I'm like, wow, okay, I'm learning stuff from this. Like I know you talked about health, and that's something that King Wage talks about as well, like as far as health and nutrition and things like that. I know you talk about health, lifestyle, travel. Very important. Relieving stress and all that kind of stuff. And that's good. But that if you had a stream up and you were talking about, oh, we're going to talk about vegan desserts or something, somebody would come in there with some drama. They'd be like, vegan desserts? What kind of mess is that? I like red velvet cake. Okay, walk your red velvet ass on somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like red velvet cake. Like, okay, anybody ask you,
Yeah.
you know, I always start with you. It's from the most complex, global political, geopolitical type of content, like what BGS is putting out, down to things like I'm making some enchiladas. Somebody got something to say, like, why you talking about Africa? They don't like us. Da, 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 da. Why you talking about making gluten-free desserts? Go, Professor. What you know about gluten?
I know, right?
Like, what the hell? Like, that's how, you just have to
I
keep.
know.
But good. I give you the most respect and good luck on the channel, and everybody that's in the chat that's a content creator. Definitely.
Yeah, on my channel, I put, like, for example, my Wednesday work that's dedicated to reading.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I want to remove that idea that, or that saying, put it in the book when you want to hide something from Black people.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I'm going to read, right? I've offered to, if you're a person who is struggling to read, don't know how to read, you lack comprehension in what you're reading, I've said, look, contact me and I will help you read, learn how to read, gain some understanding, and what you're reading. And we can do this. And it's not something I'm saying we gonna broadcast and do this. No. We're gonna do this in private where I can help you learn something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? That's where I'm at. Okay. My State Talk Live, when we talk about what's going on in your state, inside the country, outside the country, I promote that. I harp on people getting a passport. Traveling. Your neighborhood is far. The world is bigger than your neighborhood. You know what I mean? I put emphasis on that, and then on my Thursdays, we have our Health Talk Live. We talk about health, and that takes on many different facets. We talk about your economic health, your physical health, your spiritual health, emotional health. Whatever health it is, we talk about it. So I put weight on that, and I like the way I formatted my channel. And we can have conversation about these things, because these are valid things. The average person is going to have to deal with these things. We have to deal with it. So you're not going to just walk around here and expect to have a life without a health issue or something that you have to maintain when it comes to your health. You may just be one who ends up with COVID. That's a health issue, ain't it?
Right. You may have to take care of somebody who has COVID and who is a strong-willed, independent person who, or who's an older person, but they're very strong-willed, used to doing things on their own. You got to help them. So dealing with that psychological stress and, physical stress of making sure you're doing your routine properly as far as cleaning and whatnot, and cooking the right way and cooking the right foods for them, and prepping, really preparation, preparing things for them to make it easier, making somebody else's life easier. That there's a strain, there's a stress to that, because, that person may be living alone, but you may live alone and you're helping this person, but it's not your norm. So getting into a certain routine, which it shouldn't even be getting into a routine. It should already be you helping this older person, which is how it used to be, but in these days, you have to get into a routine of being more human.
Well, once again, it's just like on my channel. If anybody, comes to my channel, my broadcast, I would say, You just listen to how I conduct myself on the channel. You don't hear a bunch of cussing. You don't hear a bunch of hollering. Okay. You don't hear me spewing a bunch of madness. Okay. This is my norm. This is the norm for me. Right.
Yeah.
So I quickly acknowledge somebody who coming in with all that, and I quickly apply a corrective behavior to that. Like, look, this is what we don't do. This channel is built on a behavioral type level. Okay. We conduct ourselves with the level of behavior that is conducive and productive to our direction. You know what my direction is, and if you're new to the channel, I will lay it out right off. So you will understand this is how I'm going to move. This is how we move here. Okay. Even when I'm on other panels, I might be on DS1 The God channel, Sheep Stay Sleep TV. I may be on this comedy hour. We have fun, we decompress, but what you won't hear is me cussing and hollering. Yeah, are we joking? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But you won't. There's things that you won't hear.
Right.
That's because I'm accustomed to carrying myself a certain way, and I'm going to maintain that even when we joking and clowning around. I'm going to carry myself a certain way because this is the norm for me.
Right.
Okay, I'm not going to be out of order.
Yeah,
you know
you
what
have
I mean?
to standard, and that's another thing is, because there's to me, there's more than one way that you could have that standard. Someone break that standard that you want to set, and one way is since I'm a woman, I can recognize when a woman's being passive aggressive or a man is being passive aggressive, and that is also for me. Like with you have your standards. For me, and other people have standards that they said. Like I don't deal with the passive aggressive stuff. You can't be up here on that. Like I'm gonna be like, really though? Like that's gonna get you in trouble. I'm gonna be like, this ain't gonna work. This isn't really working for me, that type of thing. Like I don't really understand why you're doing, that whole thing. I don't get that, because if you're being a passive aggressive person, and you can be passive aggressive and not say any profanity, not use any kind of language that's like subversive or something, but or offensive, but you're saying something that is so abusive, and that in the nicest, kindest little church lady voice, and I won't deal with that. So, and I know that's like some people, they may have a different standard, and I respect people's standards they have in their space, because like what you just said, this is what I do, like in reality, this is what I do, and I respect that. I respect that people have those standards for themselves. Everyone is different. And for the audience, I think it's important for the audience to see where they would fit, and what they accept and not accept. If you don't like what a certain person's saying on their channel, you don't have to go there. Like you can go somewhere else and find your niche and find your your tribe, so to speak, and do what you do there. That's cool. Like it's no skin off any of our back if you just be like, well, I'm good on them. Like, okay, like you stop being emotional about it. Just, you can go ahead. It's cool.
Create your channel. Do your channel.
That was the next step. Yeah.
Hey, Chaos Rain, good morning, brother. Good morning, brother.
What's going on, Chaos Rain?
Hey, what's good? What's good? Dad, what was on my mind? I had so much things. Actually, one thing that came to my mind, Nicole, young woman, maybe you can answer this honestly. In regards to children and reading, do you feel the mother should take more of an emphasis of reading to the children, even to the point take more emphasis on the Black males, since they're the ones that are very lacking in understanding the reading aspects or the book itself?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, my mom read to my brother every night. So, we even read to him from time to time, but yeah, he read to him every night. My dad did. He read to him too, because they were there together reading to him, on the bed. And but then my dad wasn't there because he had to work late or something. My mom, she read to him until a certain point where he wanted to read to her. She was like, go get your book. And I'm gonna read it to you. Nope, I'm reading to you tonight, Ma. I'm reading to you, Mommy. I'm gonna read to you. And she was like, okay, you come and read to me. And he would read her the books. You know, that's how that was my experience. So what you getting at?
Okay. So it tells me that's work. That's dedication that some women should start doing, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's a cat.
Yeah, that's how it feels to me. Like you have to put that work in. I mean, that to me, you want to call yourself strong. You know, be a strong woman that does what she has to do for her family. You know, she sacrifices. You know, it's a quiet sacrifice. You know,
Hey,
and
Nicole.
hmm?
Hey, Nicole. I'm a drop by. I have to make my way, but I
Oh, no
appreciate you
problem.
for me, and I really am appreciative of your channel and our conversations, and I thank you for, your consistent working and welcoming of me. So
No problem.
thank
Thank you so much for coming up here. I appreciate it.
you. Hey, Chaos. I'll catch you later, brother. You be easy, brother.
Oh, he's on mute right now. But I'm about to end this soon. Chaos, you have something else you want to say real quick? Because I'm over my 2
Yeah,
hour time.
yeah. The reason why I ask is because I've noticed that when we talk about the roles of this community and what we could do different for our children, especially the boys, that I've concluded, Nicole, you notice, you see this already, that there really is no really emphasis on these boys at all, and there is not going to be anytime soon. But they hoping that these boys miraculously do something different or attain the unattainable that no group or race group has done to come out of any systematical oppression in thousands of years from last time I checked. And I'm thinking that's pretty insane overall to the people that, either have their issues with the men in the community or even the women. But let's say for the men, right? That okay. The thing with the other brother that did for last month, or was last month, and then is bring a stir, right? It seems to me that a lot of women, I think their direction is to be coddled, to be lied to, and keep the status quo going. So when they talk about any type of systematic oppression, I'm a black man today, and the 21st century can't really take it really seriously now, unfortunately. Now I could be wrong, but that's how I had to conclude it now, overall, So that's the only thing I just want to lay out. So, but like I said, for most of these youths, I'm going to say firmly, and I'm going to say personally, that if you're a black man, depending on what your economic situation is, if you have sons, try to get them as soon as possible out of this woman if you're not dealing anything with her, period. Because all you're going to find is you're going to see a perpetual cycle that keeps this community stagnant. And that's my view of everything.
Okay. I mean, I'll probably be back later on this evening. That's just I have somewhere I have to go right now. I have a lot of errands to run today. Ugh, big surprise. And chores around the house I have to do. So that's why I'm trying to end it. I was trying to keep it at 2 hours. But yeah, I appreciate you coming and stopping through. We have to continue this conversation, another time. Maybe I'll do a part 2 to this. But I want to thank everybody for stopping through, hitting up the Cash App, hitting up that super chat. Y'all and everybody in the chat room. Peace to you. Thank you for coming. Happy New Year again. And Chaos, as always, respect to everybody else up here. Bishop, we had Gold Professor stop through real quick. But I'm going to have to end it now. Y'all be good. Be safe out there. And I'll talk to you soon. Peace.